Hello everyone. Welcome to the video. So, this is not rehearsed, but to those that know what's going on, I've told this story 100 times, and it keeps getting better and better. And as time has gone on, it keeps getting worse for the other person involved. And that's why it has taken me so long to come out with this video, because I wanted you to play all of your cards, and you have fucking shit cards. But I wanted you to dig your own grave because I know how fucking pathetic and predictable that you are. So, now that you've dug it as deep as you can, now it's time to put you in it. So, there's gonna be probably some quick cuts. I might have to rearrange the story as I tell it now, because I don't really feel like filming this more than once. But I also have a bit of a cold, so I also might quick cut some stuff out just to clear my throat. But anyway, so everything that I tell you in this video will be backed by evidence. Now, this is an important word that I don't think a lot of you understand. Evidence is proof to back your claim. So far, he has not shown any evidence of anything whatsoever. Just rambling into his notes app in his phone, screenshotting it and posting it as fact. And a lot of you fucking morons have been eating that shit up. So those of you who have been sipping on the Kool-Aid, you should demand more if you're gonna believe something. So everything I say will be backed with evidence. And I will also show you what he would have to show you to disprove me, which he will not be able to, because I'm showing you and telling you facts, okay? Now, the starting point of this story is an interesting topic because it can go back pretty damn far. He and I have not been friends for a while, for a good amount of time before any of this even happened. It's because I found him to be a despicable person. I found him to be despicable in the way that he was treating someone that he was dating who was my friend. Now, simultaneously, what was also putting strain on our friendship, besides this, and I'm not going to go into any details of this, I might include a clip from when I talked to Coach T about this.
So I discount him as a human because instead of
that alone
following, yeah, I know. Instead of following my advice and being like, just be her friend, don't fuck her, but just be there for her.
Have a heart, maybe?
Yeah. He texted her and said, we can't be friends anymore and we can't hang out. She's on her way to her oncology cancer appointment, is trying to get in the house, crying, hysterical, trying to just talk to him. And he does not let her in. He texts me to not let her in. I'm not there. And so then I texted her and I met up with her and I told her the fucking truth about my. She didn't know anything about that. And I'm like, as of right now, I have to do what's right.
Yeah, I agree. There's nothing wrong with that. Because Simon's not.
No.
And I don't blame you. I would have probably done the same thing, man. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's friends or not. That's kind of nobody deserves that shit, dude.
But There were 3 owners of Legion Iron. Luke had 60%, and the other and I had 20 and 20. So, when Luke removed himself from the partnership, there was no official amendment or anything stating that we were now 50-50 owners. Yes, there's handwriting on a document and signatures that we filled out, but that does not make it law. You have to actually officially amend it with the Office of the Secretary of the State. This was a very short period because I needed to identify another investor for the gym and find another location. Some of you may have been on the Twitch stream where I had just discovered what is now Legion Iron, the building. It used to be a CrossFit gym. And I looked at it with my sister and we loved it. It was amazing. We were in love with it. And during the stream, I didn't even want to talk about it because I knew he would shit all over it. And he did. Much to my fucking surprise. So, I knew he was going to be a sour bitch about this awesome location. He's such a fucking negative person. So, still move forward with getting approved for the lease. And I happen to know the owner. That's a Holly Holmes' ex-husband. I knew him from Define Fitness, this Globo gym that I worked out at for about 10 years. And we were set to move in, well, the lease started, I believe, May 1st. We were kind of working out here at the Royal Wolf CrossFit gym, and then we were supposed to buy a lot of the equipment, and then the previous owner said it was for sale, and then the last day, he just, I guess, started to get jealous of what Legion Iron was going to be once I started to release more information about it. And he started, the previous owner of Royal Wolf just turned into a butthurt little bitch and said none of his equipment was for sale. I don't even think he has a gym now at all. It's all in storage. 56-foot infinity rig. He wanted to charge me full price plus shipping for the mats that have been walked on for 3 years as well. But anyway, this is where the story really begins. I created the Masthetics Minions Instagram and private page for anyone that offered their help locally to set up the gym. I made it. It was my idea. It has like 100 followers. So these people were willing to give their time to help set up the gym, not easy work, for nothing, basically. They're not gonna make money out of the gym, but they believed in Legion Iron. The first main day of work, the gym is still absolutely empty. I needed to buy mats. I didn't have any money. And needed to buy plates, didn't have any money. So I asked for the maximum amount of student loans I could get. Like, do you know how much I'm gonna have to pay extra because of the interest rate on these loans? So yes, I used student loans to buy the rubber mats for the floor and the York plates. Sue me. Oh wait, you are. So the first main day of work was when we laid the mats, 12,000 pounds of 4x8 rubber horse mats, like 180. You were supposed to rent the U-Haul the day before. You didn't. I had a meeting at the medical school and I had to write my letter, which was due that day, in order to appeal my dismissal. More on that later, because you guys don't know shit about that either. I had to go rent the U-Haul. He couldn't because he didn't have a license. He hadn't had a license for 8 months. because he got a speeding ticket in the rental car that I rented under my name when we were in Los Angeles, which then went to collections, was then $900. So I had to rent it, and I told everyone to meet us there at 1 because the mats were getting picked up 25 miles away in another city. Waited, called, no answer. At that point, I was just gonna leave the keys in there, but I couldn't let the people at the U-Haul see that I'm just leaving the keys for someone that didn't rent it, whose name isn't on the insurance, to get the vehicle. So, finally gets there, so late that I have to then individually message everyone that offered help that day to come at 3. So I finish my letter, I submit it, and then we go in, and the first delivery of mats comes in. These things are fucking heavy. I had to learn how to operate a forklift last minute in order to unload these mats. Each of them are 80 pounds, and it's a very awkward weight, it's a mat. So there were about 12 people that showed up. I introduced myself to them, thanked them for coming. I got my cousin to bring pizza, which I paid her back for, and soda, and I was, out there instructing them. What did he do? He would get out of the truck and sit on his ass on his fucking phone. He didn't talk to anybody. There was one instance in which, so there's 4 pallets. The first 2 were accessible for the forklift. The tractor supply company had to use forklift extenders to actually get the pallets out of the back. So he wanted to go all the way down to the other city to get them to pull them forward. It's like, no, let's just get one of the empty pallets and then stack them, and then I can take it out with the forklift. So we do 3, and he just throws his hands up and says, get one of them to fucking do it. You're not gonna do fucking anything for your gym? And by the way, by that time, let's see, that was when he already wasn't an owner. So his credit's so bad that I think we were denied for a $10,000 loan. Joint. And so there's no fucking way we were gonna get approved for all of the equipment. So the Snap Fitness equipment, $22,000 worth, was purchased by now the other 50% owner, my old friend and engineering professor, Steve Peralta. He bought that. Now, in order to even open, we need the bare minimum setup. So then I had to optimize the original Rogue order in order to purchase equipment for less than $15,000 to actually have powerlifting, CrossFit, and bodybuilding. Bodybuilding is pretty much taken care of with the Snap Fitness equipment, also needed dumbbells, but that's when I got the Infinity rig, one of the rowers, one of the reverse hypers, one of the GHRs, no benches at that point. I found one off Craigslist actually, but we needed to open because rent was due, $4,500. He doesn't even fucking know how much rent is in 2 months after the lease was signed. So, in a meeting, it was actually Steve's idea. In a meeting on July 6th, I believe, or it was the 7th, one of those days, us 3 met to eat at a restaurant called Genghis Grill about 2:30 p.m. And there, all 3 of us agreed that he would come off as an owner, Steve would go on, I would be 50%, Steve would be 50%, in order to get approved for this loan to make the gym happen. And then Steve would also put his house up as collateral, so he actually has equity in his house because he owns it. He's willing to do that. And he would only come off when all the loans were paid off. Now, there was no agreement that anyone else would actually come back on, only that Steve would come off. The day before, July 6th, Steve, I, and you signed an amendment to the operating agreement that you would come off. Your signature's right here. You cannot dispute that. Oral agreements are binding in the state of New Mexico as well. You cannot dispute that. Text messaging. Look at this text. I'm explaining to you exactly the deal. Got it. That's what you said. You said got it. You're not an owner of Legion Iron. At one point before it ever really existed, you were 20%. But this location, the real Legion Iron, you were never an owner. So, being an asshole to everyone, not talking to them. As soon as we're done unloading the pallets, we'll just step on the gas, rocks spraying everywhere, almost going on 2 wheels, pulling out of the parking lot so fucking fast, this giant U-Haul, like a fucking asshole. Several times. Now, he also had to rent a pallet jack. I asked him to do it. He said, can I use a business card? I said, no. There's no money left until I maxed out everything on the equipment. And so he took my debit card to rent the pallet jack. Now he didn't return it on time that day. Next day, we're supposed to meet here to assemble the infinity rig. Now this is the last day he did anything. And this is about 19 days before opening. But I asked, did you return the pallet jack? He said, no one that had a truck was answering. Our neighbor Colin. Colin. I asked him, did Simon ask you? I said, Colin, did he ask you if we could use your truck? He said, negative. I said, what about Colin? He has a truck that we've been using this whole time. He said he was in the East Mountains all day. I asked him. He said, no, I got back at 2. So my car's just getting charged. He has nothing to fucking do. We signed the lease as some sort of symbolic gesture. He quits his job after not going for a month. And then he doesn't give 2 weeks notice. And he posts it all over social media. Now, his supervisor has some colorful things to say about him, as well as his coworkers. He left 11 children without homes or care. He had 75 complaints about him. Officially. He's about to get fired. So this is a person whose work ethic I knew, but I still was going to allow him to potentially work towards being an owner again. But I always knew how fucking lazy this individual was and is. So, show up about midnight. He hands me some bolts. We don't talk for the first 3 hours. Like, look at this individual in this clip. Look at him. All right, it's about 2 a.m. Took us about an hour and a half to assemble the GHR. So might as well just do the infinity rig. This person is not in the right state of mind. Now, his mental health issues, I'm not going to go into detail about. That's not my place. Just like it wasn't his fucking place to divulge any information about my medical school career. But the next day, I asked him in the afternoon, did you return the pallet jack? Or he texted me in the afternoon and said, no one with the truck's responding. So then I'm like, motherfucker, I text my parents, I asked to borrow their truck, I dropped the Porsche off, their work. I call him, or no, I text him and say, hey, I'll pick you up at the house. We'll go there, because I need help to fucking, this thing is hundreds of pounds, very cumbersome, hard as fuck to load. It's the least you can do, right? After I fucking have literally done everything. Call him, doesn't answer. Doesn't respond to my text. Now this place is about to close. My parents about to get off work, they want their truck to go home. So this is when I started vlogging. Originally, it wasn't for anything other than vlogging the damn setup at the gym. I thought it would make a very good video series. People want to see that. Because so far you guys haven't seen anything. You guys don't know anything. So, he doesn't meet me. I have to do it myself. I return it. I'm fucking pissed. Because this is just like a long history of being a detriment. Like, not just useless, but trying to involve him in anything makes things worse. And this is a pattern that continues. So, I get home, I'm pissed. In the truck, my parents' truck. Popped off the fucking like trunk thing, like breaking it, like trying to get it in, like it was a fucking pain in the ass. And he says, did you get it in the truck okay? Like walking down the stairs, the bowl fucking cereal using my fucking Tupperware shit, like usual. Did you get it in the truck okay? I said, no, I didn't. And I walked by him and I slammed the door to my bedroom. My parents get there, about a minute later, they call me like, what happened? They must have got in an argument. And my parents know how fucking fed up I have been with him for months. And they say, oh, we went to Collins and they're gonna go get it in the truck. I said, I returned it. I didn't say I didn't return, I said I didn't get it in the truck okay. Because I'm a fucking adult. See him and Colin, fly down the road to go get it. It's like, I'm not gonna fucking tell him I already got it. Colin calls me, I tell him the same exact thing. So we get there, they're actually loading the mats in his truck that he got 2 days before that were the wrong mats. Clearly. So he's actually returning them. So he gets back, they unload it, my parents leave, I fucking leave. I didn't realize that he didn't have a car. I don't give a fuck. I'm just fed up. Still, then, I try to communicate. Next day, some subscribers, shout outs to my babies, Jackie and Corey. They had some time off work, she was in between jobs, so they actually got last minute tickets from Ohio to come down here and help set up for 5 days. They helped more than him. They have more rights to be an owner than him. They can testify he was not here. So later that day, I sent him a screenshot about information about taking them out to eat. He says he's painting. Take them by the gym after. He's there for maybe 20 minutes. He had broken the paint gun that I had bought by that time, and of course he brought his little buddy Max to film him, because whenever he does fucking anything, which is never, he has to document it to show all of you how much work he does. So then I stayed there pretty late, setting up some stuff with them. They went to bed, I went home. Next day, I texted him and say, hey, we're drilling holes in the concrete to anchor the infinity rig, and we're cutting mats. 3/4 inch horse mats with a dull razor to fit around the edges. You know how fucking cumbersome and hard that is? Doesn't respond, doesn't show up. He's following the Minions page. Once or twice a week, I would post asking for help. Moving all of the bodybuilding equipment, arranging that. Doesn't show up. Doesn't show up for, I think, 10 days, 12 days. And I have footage of setting up the gym with my intern, Bunsen, who becomes later in this story, very important player in all of this. But him and I were setting up the gym. Him and I. Every fucking day. All day. So there's gonna be references below that you can click on, and I will do my best to actually put in the names of the references, because I'm gonna show references, but if you want to see everything, entire audio clips, entire video clips, they will all be linked down below. So I have uploaded every single video, unedited, from setting up the gym. 17 days, 234 hours spanned actually here, according to my Google Maps, which follows my location. 14 and a half hours a day here, setting up in the middle of the summer with no air conditioning. All day, every day. He's a mile away, playing fucking Twitch, not doing shit. Not fucking helping at all. Nothing. Claims that he fucking came when I wasn't here. I was always here. I fucking lived here. I do live here. Sleeping on fucking folded up mats. Then I got my grandma's futon. Or I slept on the couch. You were never fucking here. I have 12 hours of raw footage. You can't show one fucking clip of 1 fucking minute. The last 3 weeks before the soft opening of the gym, because you didn't do a fucking thing. You can say whatever the fuck you want. Prove it. And you can't. So the first day he did show up, he sat in a chair on his phone for about an hour while Bunsen and his friend moved up a heavy desk into the office, while I, by hand, cut off with a razor concrete that was glued to the bottom of the mats that I bought from Snap Fitness. Then he puts up blue tape on the wall. Bunsen and I go to Lowe's, as we were doing every day, and get back, and he invites some girl that he's fucked to look at the gym. Look at his gym. Look what look everything he did. Took everything in me to not say, is he showing you everything he didn't fucking do?
So the only time he comes in 6 days, he's here for, what time did he get here? He's here from 5 to midnight, 7 hours, and he breaks a fluorescent light and leaves it and puts up tape. That's what he does in 7 hours. Tape. He puts up the tape and he breaks the light. In 6 days. Pretty good. That's good.
And he leaves. Next day, shows up with his ex, Jessica. She brings a bottle of champagne. She's clueless. She has no idea that he hasn't done a fucking thing. He says, look what she brought. Took everything in me to not say, let's have a toast to everything you didn't fucking do. They left the bottle there, which I later drank that night and threw it against a storage shed. It's insulting. So they painted the red over there. It was mostly Jessica. She can verify that. Some redwood. Sick. Third day. He brings his girlfriend. Doesn't do anything. He probably stays for 30 minutes. Doesn't do a fucking thing. Check to see if it's still recording. So then, continue to set up the gym, continue to spend my own personal money, student loan money, credit cards, max out every fucking thing. Like, the amount that I'm gonna have to pay back in interest on all of this shit is astronomical. But I had no fucking choice. I did it for the gym. I was late on my Porsche payment. I was late on rent payment. Because it was either pay those or not have metal plates in the fucking gym. So yeah, sue me. Fast forward another week. He doesn't show up until the night before the soft opening. There's about 10, 12 people there helping clean. And by this time, I'd fucking had it. Every single person that I knew that knew what was going on, my family, my own grandmother, they told me and pleaded with me to cut him out. It was time to cut him out. Wouldn't be hard, he wasn't even a fucking owner. And I gave him another chance. So, the clips that you heard in the trailer of me roasting him, the entire clip will be below. My sister filmed it. I didn't know she was. I'm glad she did. So you can hear my frustration with this individual. The fact he doesn't do a fucking thing, doesn't pay for a single fucking thing, wants to say that he's an owner, shows up the night before opening, ready to soak it all in, after I almost fucking died. I put up that banner, a 19-foot banner. I strapped the 15-foot dowel with a ratchet strap to the top of my Porsche, bought all of it, designed all the fucking banners. And the banner was touching the ground. And I wanted it to wave with the wind and the fan. So later that night, on the fiberglass ladder, by myself, I go out in a rainstorm and I buy J-hooks to lift it a little bit higher from Lowe's. And by myself on a fiberglass ladder that broke on me the next day from 22 feet, I stood above a 9-bar holder and 2 plate stacks with 2,000 pounds of 45s in them. Or maybe I'm exaggerating, a shitload. You'll be able to see it in this clip. That next day, after falling off the ladder, spraining my ankle, falling on a cinder block, cutting myself up everywhere, after getting sunburned, fucking peeling the paint on the east side of the wall that morning, I can't feel my fucking hands because of the paint thinner that I'd used to clean them after painting all day, because I ran out of gloves. Painted my eyes, my last pair of contacts, that's burning. Once again, I go to bed at 4 in the fucking morning. After another 14, 15-hour day, I'm spending all my fucking money, spending all my fucking time, and this motherfucker is a mile away, streaming video games on fucking Twitch. So yeah, I yelled at him. I'm such a fucking asshole, aren't I? Boo-hoo. He's using his best fucking tactic, which is making you all feel sorry for him. That's what he's done with all of his ex-girlfriends. Another thing that he does is something that I will explain to you a little bit later in this video, which is what he tried to do to me. So, if you listen to the audio clip, I pretty much bring up everything that's on my mind. And I tell him to pull his own fucking weight. Essentially, I'm like, I'm gonna give you one last fucking chance, but you gotta fucking get on your goddamn knees and do something. Clean something. So right after I yell at him in the hallway, he comes outside in the rain, starts crying to me about how he's so sorry and he's depressed and all this shit. So because of our friendship history, because I pitied him, I allowed him to work in the gym to maybe someday be considered as a partner. That wasn't in writing, there was no fucking promises. He had to earn that shit. But he started out fine, actually giving tours, actually showing up on time. I changed hours from 7 to 7 to 10 to 5, and then Bunsen was gonna come in from 5 to 8. In exchange, he would get to live in our townhome, which is very close to campus where he just started college at UNM. So, that was a fair deal. It's like an $800 room. He was actually cleaning the mats. He was actually giving tours to members. He was actually signing people up. He was actually... Well, he never restocked the fucking monster fridge. He wouldn't ring in any of the orders, but... He did what he was kind of supposed to do, which is fucking sit there. Then, true to form, he starts showing up later and later and later, leaving. I'm getting calls from the electricians saying they're going to shut off the power, no one's there. Then I start to see how he's actually interacting with members. And then I asked other people about him, like, yeah, that's what he does. Sits in the fucking chair, sees someone wander in, and he yells, "Hey!" They walk over to him, he does not get up. He shakes their hand, says, "Do you want a day pass?" Not, "How'd you find out about the gym? Where do you currently go? What type of training do you like to do?" Then cater your tour to that and sell the fucking membership and sign them up. But it doesn't surprise me. And I still was including him. So now is the reason why I fired him. And our friendship is gone. Completely. And my aesthetics is gone and everything.
That ain't right.
It's 12 a.m. Day of opening of Legion Iron Gym. Haven't really talked about it. I mean, you guys have seen what you've seen. Me being in here every day for the past 2.5 weeks, vlogging, what I've been doing, setting up, and I don't know if I'm gonna put this in. But Simon showed up today. He actually showed up. He had been upset with me for being upset with him. And it's been months and months and months of us not really being friends, and lots of pressure and frustration on my part with how little I thought he was doing, how little I thought he was involved. Obviously, I have pretty much creative control over everything, but I felt like I did do everything. I'll just be frank, I did everything. And I was tired of it. So I just had it. I had it about 3 weeks ago, and would say flipped, but for the first time, I was fucking mad at him, audibly, visibly,
obviously so, about something that I felt he should have done and taken care of. I'm probably not gonna put this, but rose to the occasion. Had to. You have to. And was in here every single day, 19 hours a day. Bunsen was in here fucking working his ass off with me every day. I looked terrible, man. I fucking bags under my eyes, fucking paint everywhere. Everything is lit up to this. I still have to set up the point of sale system to accept payments. But yeah. I'll probably put this in. Because he was upset with me for being upset with him about what I felt was not doing anything. He was left here alone. Alone to everything. Deliver 6,500 pounds of plates, set them up. I set up this banner by myself. Fucking 20-foot banner on a ladder that snapped on me the next day. I should have fallen on these. Instead I fell on dirt and just have some scratches, kind of like a sprained ankle. I've given it all for this. I'm in trouble with med school. Find out if I get kicked out Tuesday. 3 days. Set up everything, ordered everything. 3 hours of sleep every night for months. Planning. Plotting. Everything, every detail. Advertising, financial projections, equipment, investors, money. And yeah, I fuck up. I made mistakes, but I'm fucking here. It's about to happen. I don't know. I feel like I wanted it to feel different. I thought it would be different. I thought it would be so much more exciting. But I feel none of that.